Chapter 12 of A Tangled Tale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Hawaii in October 2009. A Tangled Tale by Lewis Carroll. Chapter 12. Answers to Knot 2. Paragraph 1. The Dinner Party. Problem. The governor of Kugovchny wants to give a very small dinner party, and invites his father's brother-in-law, his brother's father-in-law, his father-in-law's brother, and his brother-in-law's father. Find the number of guests. Answer 1. In this genealogy, males are denoted by capitals and females by small letters. The governor is capital E and his guest is capital C. 10 answers have been received. Of these, 1 is wrong. Galanthus nivalis major, who insists on inviting 2 guests, one being the governor's wife's brother's father. If she had taken his sister's husband's father instead, she would have found it possible to reduce the guests to 1. Of the 9 who sent right answers, Seabreeze is the very faintest breath that ever bore the name. She simply states that the governor's uncle might fulfill all the conditions by intermarriages. Wind of the Western Sea, you have had a very narrow escape. Be thankful to appear in the class list at all. Bog Oak and Bradshaw of the future use genealogies which require 16 people instead of 14, by inviting the governor's father's sister's husband instead of his father's wife's brother. I cannot think this so good a solution as one that requires only 14. Caius and Valentine deserve special mention as the only 2 who have supplied genealogies. Class list. First, B. Caius, M.M. Mathematics, Old Cat, Valentine. Second, Bog Oak, Bradshaw of the future. Third, Seabreeze. Paragraph 2. The Lodgings. Problem. A square has 20 doors on each side, which contains 21 equal parts. They are numbered all round, beginning at one corner. From which of the 4, numbers 9, 25, 52, 73, is the sum of the distance to the other 3 least? Answer. From number 9. Let A be number 9, B number 25, C number 52, and D number 73. Then AB equals the square root of the quantity 12 squared plus 5 squared equals the square root of 169 equals 13. AC equals 21. AD equals the square root of the quantity 9 squared plus 8 squared equals the square root of 145 equals 12 plus. Nota bene, that is, between 12 and 13. BC equals the square root of the quantity 16 squared plus 12 squared equals the square root of 400 equals 20. BD equals the square root of the quantity 3 squared plus 21 squared equals the square root of 450 equals 21 plus. CD equals the square root of the quantity 9 squared plus 13 squared equals the square root of 250 equals 15 plus. Hence, sum of distances from A is between 46 and 47, from B between 54 and 55, from C between 56 and 57, from D between 48 and 51. Why not between 48 and 49? Make this out for yourselves. Hence, the sum is least for A. 25 solutions have been received. Of these, 15 must be marked 0, 5 are partly right, and 5 right. Of the 15, I may dismiss Alphabetical Phantom, Bog Oak, Dynamite, Fifi, Galanthus nivalis major, I fear the cold spring has blighted our snowdrop, Guy, HMS, Pinafore, Janet, and Valentine with the simple remark that they insist on the unfortunate lodger's keeping to the pavement. I used the words crossed to number 73 for the special purpose of showing that short-cuts were possible. Seabreeze does the same and adds that the result would be the same even if they crossed the square, but gives no proof of this. M.M. draws a diagram and says that number 9 is the house, as the diagram shows. I cannot see how it does so. Old Cat assumes that the house must be number 9 or number 73. She does not explain how she estimates the distances. B's arithmetic is faulty. She makes the square root of 169 plus the square root of 442 plus the square root of 130 equal 741. I suppose you mean the square root of 741, which would be a little nearer the truth. But roots cannot be added in this manner. Do you think square root of 9 plus square root of 16 is 25, or even square root of 25? But Iris' state is more perilous still. She draws illogical conclusions with a frightful calmness. After pointing out, rightly, that AC is less than BD, she says, therefore the nearest house to the other three must be A or C. And again, after pointing out, rightly, that B and D are both within the half square containing A, she says, therefore AB plus AD must be less than BC plus CD. There is no logical force in either therefore. For the first, try numbers 1, 21, 60, 70. This will make your premise true, and your conclusion false. Similarly, for the second, try numbers 1, 30, 51, 71. Of the 5 partly right solutions, Rags and Tatters and Mad Hatter, who send one answer between them, make number 25 6 units from the corner instead of 5. Cheam, ERDL, and Maggie Potts leave openings at the corners of the square, which are not in the data. Moreover, Cheam gives values for the distances without any hint that they are only approximations. Crowfy and Mophi make the bold and unfounded assumption that there were really 21 houses on each side instead of 20 as stated by Balbus. We may assume, they add, that the doors of numbers 21, 42, 63, 84 are invisible from the center of the square. What is it there, I wonder, that Crowfy and Mophi would not assume? Of the 5 who are wholly right, I think Bradshaw of the Future, Caius, Clifton C., and Martreb deserve special praise for the full analytical solutions. Matthew Matix picks out number 9 and proves it to be the right house in 2 ways, very neatly and ingenuously, but why he picks it out does not appear. It is an excellent synthetical proof, but lacks the analysis which the other 4 supply. Class list. First, Bradshaw of the Future, Caius, Clifton C., Martreb. Second, Matthew Matix. Third, Cheam, Crowfy and Mophi, ERDL, Maggie Potts, Rags and Tatters, and Mad Hatter. A remonstrance has reached me from Scrutator on the subject of Knot 1, which he declares was no problem at all. 2 questions, he says, are put. To solve one, there is no data, the other answers itself. As to the first point, Scrutator is mistaken. There are, not is, data sufficient to answer the question. As to the other, it is interesting to know that the question answers itself, and I am sure it does the question great credit. Still, I fear I cannot enter it on the list of winners, as this competition is only open to human beings. End of chapter 12.